Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. Tonight we are about to begin the matchup between Duskplume and shoombabi. It should be an interesting matchup. This is the start of the speed gaming tournament tonight. Joining me in the booth, we have, I forget what you said you're going to go by, I think NYM,
Yeah,
and not Young Me. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Pleasure to be in the booth with you.
Yep, so we're gonna go over a few of the things before we get started tonight. Can see that we have classes were drafted, so we have Thief, Fighter, Red Mage, White Mage, and then on Duskplume's side, it looks like he has decided to take a empty slot, so that should be interesting. Um, as far as blessings and curses, tonight we have Fighter cannot use the pro ring. Uh, Thief has plus 20 MDef, negative 10 luck, so he's not going to be very good at running. Red Mage can wear Wood Armor, Wood Adept, plus 20 Strength. White Mage has Wizard Shirt and negative 10 Strength. Nothing too drastic there, except maybe the Thief's initial starting luck. You want to talk a little bit about the brackets tonight, New?
But I'm taking a look at that fighter. It's basically already got a pre-built ribbon on it with all the resistance, so that's good to see. Taking a look at the bracket, this is the first game of the SGLive tournament. We now made it to the bracket stage. We did qualifiers. We had about 26 racers, I believe, from there, whittled down to 16 in the pods, and then from there we took the winner and runner-up from the pods to go into the brackets. And looks like we're off, so I'll jump back to the bracket here in a sec.
Alright, so let's see what our white magic is tonight. Nothing too great there. We got an invis slot floor. There's fast, so that's good find. No early sweeper though, so it'll be interesting to see how they deal with the early game.
Yeah, we're hoping we're going to see something for that fighter to swing. If not, we're going to be checking some chest in Topher early. And that's not great.
No, and what was the starting gold? Was it 400? So they might, if they check the item shop, I would guess they're gonna try to either get some tents or cabins if they didn't start with them.
Yeah,
I think they start with 2 or something.
Yep. I think we're going to see both racers go to Temple of Fiends, check the chest, see if there's a weapon or some gold, and then come back. Otherwise, maybe even a Matoya's chest early on. Bert saying Rapier minus 3 is good enough.
I think I would just go for the old punch strats. Especially with the Red Mage having that plus 20 strength. Ironically, the Red Mage is probably going to be your damage dealer either way early on tonight. We have entrance there. Let's see what are in the chest to the left here. Giant sword plus 2.
Yeah, there we go. That's all we need.
Should be a easy fight. Let's see if he decides to check the chest there. It looks like he is going to go for them. Good call, just in case there's something early on that the other runner did decide to check. Of course, the Masa and Ribbon are incentive items tonight, so Duskplume chose Ribbon as an incentive item, and Duskplume chose Ribbon and shoombabi chose Masa. So we won't be seeing either of those except for a incentive item.
And that giant sword already doing work, 92 damage, and Garland's down on Duskplume's side.
And we see a ship from the king, and Sarah has our bottle. We will be seeing the ship, of course, somewhere, because they can't get out without sea access, so it'll be interesting to see if we see any divergence here, or if we're just going to go straight over to Provoca.
I gotta imagine both are going to go to Provoca here, since we don't have decent magic in level 1.
Be a good
But
call.
house is at 3K expensive. Heal at $9, I think it was. So pretty good.
Yeah, still might want to get a sweeper. I don't know if either one of them got enough levels to use level 2 magic. If we even have a sweeper at level 2. We'll see here in a second. So we got our white magic check. We do have a harm spell that won't help us. That flag's not on, so that will only work on undead. And we have Bane, which that could work well against the pirate fight.
Okay, so as we're coming up here to the pirate fight, might take a sec. So this is the winner of Pod C, which was Shoombabi, versus the runner-up in Pod B, which was Duskplume. That's the top side of the bracket.
And I misspoke earlier. Apparently, we do have harm flag
Yeah.
on tonight.
I was gonna have them cast it, and I was oh, they did, yeah, on Shoombabi's. And I'm like, no, it's on.
And there's our tents for 25, so we won't have a problem doing our saves coming if we have a long encounter walk off the encounter table, a hero run.
And TNT from the pirates, so we're gonna see probably that play here. Sometimes it's you can take a gamble and go to Marsh and just hope that that's the adamant. That way you're not double dipping the dwarf cave, but you always run into the possibility that it's an early canal or the floater.
Personally, I think I would make that play because I'm not a very good runner, so I like to gamble. But Marsh Cave is a vanilla incentive, so we know there is going to be an item there. They know exactly where it's at. So that is a plus over like a random location or Marsh potentially having nothing.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Duskplume go over there as well.
So Shoombabi headed in to check what the dwarves are holding on to. Just some gold and a soft potion. Does he do the Hooray Dwarf? No. No slang or speaking to the Hooray Dwarf from Shoombabi.
Yeah, Bert and I agree. I would have done Marsh first too.
Yeah, unless he's going to make like a Earth Cave. Well, no, he can't get into Earth Cave, I guess. No, he could. He could do Hall of Giants check. He could do some chest checks, but gotta remember you need the rod to go any deeper than that. I doubt he would make that play, but it is a play he could make.
I think if Ruby is in Marsh, you're going to see them go, well, I guess we can't. We don't have the canoe, so they would go check that. Always Marsh, Goats Pirate. I agree. Marsh, when in doubt.
Yeah, and early sages I don't believe are on either, so it's not like you're going to sail all the way over to Crescent Lake from the far path from the ocean.
Yep, that's correct.
Could also be Crown, it could be highly unlikely, but it could be the floater.
Yeah, I think it really has to be Crown, Canoe, or Ruby. Or I guess Floater.
Floater would be interesting. We might have a jet seat if that's the case, but we'll see here in a minute with Shoombabi. Duskplume headed that direction as well. Gonna do the magic check probably first.
And these chests have been awful. Very little gold, and no real good weapons or armor.
Frost Dragon on the trap tile. Doesn't run the first time. That low, there we go. Thief finally getting away. And it is the canoe, so it opens up a few possibilities.
Yeah, and I missed level 3 black magic. It'd be nice if that warp was there. I'll check the notes.
Our
Yeah,
tracker
tier 3,
does...
yep, was warp. And there's our nuke that is locked out.
That is not something you want to see.
No.
So Shoombabi headed out of Marsh. Gonna do some chest checking along the way, probably looking for some gold so he doesn't have to worry about if he runs across the shop item or something like that. He can just get it. Like you said, tonight hasn't been very kind as far as gold
Oh,
or items to sell.
and that's a chest that racers don't normally check in this flag set, so he's getting pretty desperate here for gold. And like you said, doesn't want to double dip level 3 and 4 magic.
Are you desperate enough to go top marsh?
I did see that in one of the qualifier races, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get that tonight.
Alright, so our runner's about to handshake or high five here on their way. Duskplume headed into marsh. Shoombabi headed. Where do you go tonight? Do you think you make an ice cave play? Do you make a volcano armory play?
So if I have the black belt, I'm checking volcano first. If I'm running fighter, I'm actually gonna go right to ice and then dip down. And with level 3 warp, it just makes it a little bit easier. And like Chanigan's saying, so the fighter has basically a quasi ribbon with all the resistance, and then it's a steel lord as well. So once we equip the steel armor, it's going to have a built-in fast already on him.
You know what would be interesting, and I don't think I've seen it, if you got cube chime out of ice and volcano.
I don't think we could see that, just because we would need progression.
Well, Ryukin Dock is there, and then the canal is there. Oh, there's no northern dock. Okay. Or that is the Ryukin Dock, isn't it? Or is the Ryukin? No, the Ryukin Dock is the airship dock, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, these flags constantly switching up is a little bit confusing sometimes.
I mean, I'm in this tournament, and I still get confused. Chanigan was giving me grief earlier for not knowing them, even though I'm racing him tomorrow.
Yeah, I've done where I haven't done a practice and then gone in, and I always regret it. It's always good to do one practice flag set.
Yeah, I like this play by shoombabi. He's saving right at the split there. I think he's going to check to see if the item shop's here, and then he's going to reset out. Yep. Love this play. He didn't have the gold for it, but he'd be good to know, right? If that's the floater in there, he's going to check the armory, get the gold, and then go back and get the floater. But nothing in there of note, so we're going to see a volcano play first.
Looks like we have an early encounter off the hard reset, and then probably a pretty good run after that. So we see a manipulation there by Shoom doing the quick reset.
Yeah, agreed, Jenigan. I was thinking they were going to do ice first here, but maybe he's thinking get a few levels. I don't know how many charges we have of warp, but that flame plus 4 armor is great, and we can equip it early on. I mean, that's
yeah,
endgame,
I don't think they have enough
armor.
charges to warp all the way out, but they could probably do a pretty safe warp out since there's so many lava tiles. Only warp out of the incentive item check if it's got bad encounters.
And at the 11-minute mark, we see the eye. If this was a black belt seed, we would have had both runners finish sub 50.
Shoom probably feeling pretty good. He's got a warp spell. He's got a grind tile. Be interested to see if he takes it before saving, or if he's going to. I don't know if he has a house or not to restore his magic. Looks like right now harm is the only thing he has to take it out.
That'll do the trick. Yeah, and it's paper here on the eye. So I think he'll probably take this maybe to 11 or 12.
Oh, is that a harm shirt he has?
Yeah, it's a harm shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some free levels right there. Unless the eye rolls out with something nasty off the script or spell action.
Are you agreeing with the 11-12 there on levels? All right, Chanigan's going 12. I mean, it's kind of nice to have both racers with a cam on.
Yeah, that's it is nice. It's not something you can see on every channel, but for the channels that have it, definitely get to see some of their reactions. Read some lips sometimes.
I might go full suit or tuxedo tomorrow in the race.
That would be amazing.
Just really class it up for everyone.
There's some runner that occasionally wears like chainmail.
Oh gosh.
That would be heavy after 2 hours.
Okay, so we still haven't found the steel armor.
Do you dam off some of your characters and do a solo grind since you have that harm shirt? Like maybe a fighter grind up to level 22 or 24? Oh,
Well,
there's that evil thing I was talking about earlier that we hadn't seen. There's the script action damage poison.
yeah, I think he might call it quits after this.
Yeah, he just got turn order and pretty lucky that I don't know what the chance was. Oh, he's still going. That's some. I guess he figures he's hoping anyway that there's not another nasty script action or spell after that poison.
Not sure if we just saw a death touch on Duskplume's side, but the fighter got wiped out pretty handedly.
Yeah, you said earlier about the plus MDef growth. The more levels, was it per level or was that just a flat?
I don't know. Let me check here. I don't know. We'll let Bert's watching. He'll know the answer to all of this. Okay, so shoombabi decides that's enough. I wonder if we're gonna resurrect the party to get warp back and then go to ice, or if we're gonna come back and try to take our gamble on carry. Don't have a great weapon, and we don't want to rely on that harm 4, so I can't imagine he's gonna go back into carry.
Bert, was the MDef on the fighter, was that per level or was it just a flat? So we have diversions here. We got Duskplume headed into Ice Cave. So see if we run across anything interesting or, I believe someone said there was Death Touch. I didn't catch what that was on. He definitely did quick reset. He gets some mages here. They are worth quite a bit of experience, but he's not wanting to take that without a sweeper.
And we see the Agama here, so poor Duskplume here is going to think this is the best early grind, but it looks like it's paper. So wonder if he'll take a few levels, and he will. 93, so we're at 170.
First script action was snorting, so he's not too worried about that.
Yep.
Don't know what the spells are.
Sub 250 health here.
Meanwhile, we got shoombabi headed back up to ice. He'll see that, more than likely see that Agama tile. I can't imagine he'd be skipping that chest.
Well, he does have warp. He does have warp, so I think he's actually going to go from the north side of that incentive chest, and then just warp back, and then check all 3 chests. And
that is true. Yeah,
he's already found the eye tile. If he needs to take levels, he knows exactly where that is. Dark Twinge literally can't be Death Touch. It's not in the pool due to bug in this version. All right. Well, it wasn't Death Touch. Maybe he was just low in health or had a big hit against that fighter.
Dark, one of the people that is creating new content for the randomizer. For anyone that's could be new watching, you're watching a heavily modified version of Final Fantasy 1 with different flag sets. You can find that information all. Let's see if the link's actually working, if I can put that in chat.
Imagine just playing the original game now. Would just be like, I probably wouldn't even know what to do or where to go.
Oh, the movement speed is probably the worst thing. You add an hour to the run just in the movement speed.
Yeah.
For those who don't like Randomizer but do enjoy Final Fantasy for nostalgia or just want to try it out, have never played it before, there is basically a base flag set that is vanilla, but has quality of life improvements, which there's a lot of things that didn't work right in the original game that should have worked. Coral Sword, for instance, doing increased damage to water types. I mean, the number of changes just for quality of life, I'm not even going to list off here, but I would heavily recommend you go to the Final Fantasy Randomizer site that I just put in chat over there and check it out.
And Duskplume had the fighter wiped out by those, what is it, the metal slimes. So I wonder if we're going to see a reset. I mean, we have warp. He's probably going to check the tiles and then warp and try to just get out of here, go back and get his party restored, and then go to Volcano. If we can get out of these ghosts. Ice +2, good sword. And Duskplume getting his loot.
And he does have the fun flag set to randomize the name of the instrument, but we assure you that is in fact the loot, which is required to get in Topher tonight. Of course, Temple Fiends will be a shorter version tonight, with all 4 of the Fiendry fights being right by each other.
It's the biggest mod ever.
Are
Still
you a fan
requires
of the short Topher?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not so much the great equalizer, you know, when it comes down to the short Topher, but it can, depending on the fiends, it can still, you know, Kraken can still Kraken.
But for us newer racers, it's so much better. It's it definitely helps us out, right? A long Topher requires much more skill, and you know you're constantly monitoring your resource use. So Topher, it's like, okay, if you got a 32 black belt, you're going in, and if you've got a decent, you know, 23, 24 fighter, you're fine.
Don't need all 99 heal pots usually.
No, that's the thing. Oh, and we've got a ribbon, and we can't equip that on the fighter, but still good to see. And Duskplume just doing that. He is he resurrected his party, and probably going to go right to Volcano now.
Shoombabi releases the fairy. Let's hope he, of course he's an experienced runner, but if I release the fairy early, sometimes I will forget to make that check. I'm sure he will not tonight, but no commentator's curse. They're that's not a real thing. However, they are. We're watching things 15 minutes in the past, so it's impossible anyway. Oh, that is not something you want to see there. Got damaged thunder. Of course, it gets it out of the pool, but you know you're not wanting to run into. Was it the wizard ogre that used it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Duskplume finding that harm shirt, and will likely find the eye tile as well here. See if he decides to get some more levels.
I can't imagine he's going to skip that chest, so we'll see the eye here. He's going to be very happy. And Shoombabi coming up on the incentive. Okay, there's a ruby. So that's our next play here. Let's see. I gotta imagine he's gonna want to take out Carrie.
Yeah, unfortunately he can't warp past that thunder tile, so Red Mage went down, so he does have to walk through it again. Low life Wizard Ogre though. The Harm 2 shirt takes it out.
Right.
So it looks like tonight our enemy scaling is anywhere between 50% to 200% health on normal overworld enemies, and bosses are 70 to 150. So nothing too crazy tonight.
Fog 2 coming out. Rarely see Fog being used, but it's all we have right now, so I actually like the play. And with that flame plus 4 armor, that's really going to help.
Fog 2 raises the absorb, I'm not sure by the exact amount. Not quite as useful as getting those evade stacks up, but carry does go down pretty quickly. Not too much of a problem tonight for Shoom. Meanwhile, Duskplume checking the chest on the way down. Hopefully he'll find that ribbon. I think it was Was it in the left side? I didn't catch where that ribbon was at.
I think it's in the next chest on the top. I think it's here. Yep.
Perfect. So both runners have a ribbon tonight. That was a loose ribbon. They still have the incentive ribbon they can find as well. Chanigan saying that Fog 2 raises absorb by about 12, which, that's, unless it's Kraken, that's a decent amount of absorb.
I think I saw in chat that somebody found the steel armor.
Wasn't it in the shop?
Shoom has the steel armor. Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering, he was doing a lot of damage early on to carry, and so that would make sense. Okay, it was in Provoca. Never mind, we did see it. Okay.
Yeah, I think it rolled like -3 though.
I mean, you're not really using it for that. You're using it for just that fast. Shoombabi probably gonna go up, save. Nope. Maybe he knows about the long encounter table here, so. Adamant.
Being that was an incentive location, he wasn't likely to reset out.
No, but sometimes a trick can be to go up there, get out of the Titan's area, and then save. And then if it's just a dud location or dud item that you don't want, then you can reset out. But right now, I think they're going to want everything between the tail, Masa, and Ribbon. Can't imagine that anyone's going to reset out of one of those.
Is scaling on tonight as far as incentive percentage?
What are you referring to?
The experience gain from the incentive items.
I'm not exactly sure. I don't think it's 5%. Okay.
So it's not a huge bonus, but early on you might want to take it.
And Duskplume just finished up carry. Shoombabi finding the cube from the adamant.
Check the crown turn in as well while he's here. It'd be interesting. Oh, of course, he doesn't have the mystic key, so he can't check his treasury here. Of course, he already knows where the eye tile is, so he's not. It's not a big deal to miss those.
So we have the rod. So the question is, does he go right to Lich? I mean, we're here. Might as well go do that, and then dip down to ordeals before going to the sages, or if he goes to the sages before ordeals. I'm thinking that he's probably going to check the sages, because if that's the floater, we can turn that in. But a good play here is if you have the ship without the floater and ordeals is open, it's much quicker to take the ship to ordeals versus the floater all the way on the east side and walking.
Looks like he is going down to Earth, gonna get the Lich out of the way. Thinking endgame already, do you go for the ninja since you know he's gonna be able to learn fast, or do you still go with the fighter?
I think you're going fighter. I think you're putting the Masa on the fighter. You've got a built-in fast on him already, so I think that's your play. Even if it rolls -3, it still is going to be the best weapon you're going to find.
Finds the pro rig in one of the greed chests there. Yeah, that ninja would probably take quite a few levels to get above 400 hit points tonight, judging by the HP growth currently. Duskplume checking the armor shop over in the cursed town. Its name escapes me now, Melmond. I think I need more coffee.
8:45 at night? Mercy.
Yeah, I am
All
in
right.
this time, so it
So
totally is.
Duskplume, I don't think he can remember where the steel armor is. So now, yeah, he's gonna go to Provoke and find it.
Shoombabi headed down. Looks like he is skipping most chests. Just gonna do a straight run out. I imagine he'll check any green chests that are close.
Yeah, so there's 2 trap tiles there. He already knows where the eye is. He probably would have checked those chests if the Masa wasn't incentivized. But since it's incentivized, he knows it's going to be in a location, so doesn't need to check those chests.
Yeah, he just checked the one that was really close, and that was it. Lich with stun, but just getting his thief, not a big deal. That Harm 2 shirt doing some work tonight. And he gets the encounter behind Lich, which you don't see that very often, but it has caught some runners before by surprise when you take a lot of damage and you're just so happy to get through the fight and you don't heal.
Flynn, you're doing a great job tracking, by the way. Loving these notes. I mean, I'm not going to share it with the audience, but we appreciate it.
Definitely, I always say that tracking is a much harder job than just talking into a microphone.
Right, and Shoombabi doing what we're thinking, going to Ordeals first here. We've got Warp. Should be a pretty quick check.
The pillars are in fact randomized. That always is interesting when you're so used to them being randomized and then that flag is set back to vanilla.
Can't remember what the normal was, the non-randomized version. I want to say it was all up.
I don't remember. I don't even know if my muscle memory could do it anymore.
Okay, so Shoombabi went into Ordeals around the 29:30 mark. So let's see when Duskplume enters in, and we can kind of gauge Shoombabi's lead right now.
Bert saying down, 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 then third.
He's got the greatest memory ever.
And we find our Rub 2 stick tonight. That is, of course, shuffled as well. I doubt with the Harm shirt that they'll be using the Rub stick for any reason, but you never know.
Right, so we get the Oxyale out of Ordeals, which means that I believe a floater has to be with the Sages.
Yeah, I think we've done. Well, have we done
well,
herb?
it could. I guess. It could be herb or crystal.
Yeah, I guess it couldn't be key because there's nothing the key would open because Corneria is not incentivized tonight. We'll find out soon. Meanwhile, Dusk doing the crown adamant check that we saw earlier. Gonna take on Astos, shouldn't be any problem.
And there's the floater.
Floater at what? Let's see the timer there.
Yeah, about the 31:30 mark.
Not bad at all. That's I would feel behind at any point when I get it that fast because I always assume the other person's ahead of me, and it always feels interesting when you find the floater early. It's like, oh man, floater, sub hour. What am I gonna do?
I haven't seen the shop item yet.
Doom, remembering that he released the fairy already, finds the chime there from the fairy.
So we've got Chime and Cube. We've got Oxy. I think we're gonna go check for, so he's checking for the shop item. Knows it has to be in, well, now it has to be in on rec.
If it is the key, that is go mode, right?
Yeah, key loot. Yes.
So definitely good that he's getting those shot checks. He knows he's only one item away. You definitely want to make sure. And it's the crystal. Now, at this point, do you go back and check it? Looks like he is. Or no, he's going to do waterfall. Okay.
Yeah, while you're here, and especially if you have warp, you're going to check this. And he'll take whatever's in here, he's going to take, whether it's a ribbon, masa, tail.
Yeah, the fast behind promotion, I don't know. Life behind promotion would be much more incentive to promote for me, but still, if you find it, it's like, what, a minute or so to go promote?
Yeah, really all they're looking for is life. Right now, I think we have heal 3 or heal 2, I can't remember. Life is pretty much all we need. Again, we have the built-in fast already, so don't need that.
Now, do you do the KFC check before TFC or whatever, the behind gating check and see? I forget the exact name of it now.
Do we have the key? I'm sorry. Do we?
We don't have the key. That's right.
No, yeah. So, no. He's going to go turn in that crystal. Well, depending on what this is here. Masa, you still take that.
Perk, I'd never do a KFC. Yeah, I knew it wasn't right when I said it, but, I'm hungry.
I'm not going to correct you. It's fine. So I think we're going to see shoombabi go and turn in the crystal. Probably going to lead to herb. Nope. Okay.
Is he just doing straight Kraken?
Maybe he's taking a gamble here.
That is an interesting gamble.
Yeah, I mean, he's
behind
here.
Gating. I mean, he knows it's only one item, so I guess odds are still kind of.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. He has, if he has the key, then he's in go mode, and so he knows that the key can't be behind that because you have to have the key. So,
oh yeah, you're right. Good logic there.
What he's really hoping, though, is that the key is not in Sky, which it's going to be, because it always is. Because then he's going to have to hunt that down. So he's hoping that the crystal leads to the key.
So you only have to check, what is it, behind chime items? Do you check top down from that point?
All right, so my strat is, well, I don't know when I'll tell you this, because Chanigan's listening. And I can't tell him my strat.
I think I would go top down personally. I'm not in the race at all, so I have no reason. But it's not going to be on the bottom floor because it's behind gating. Yeah. So I go to the top, and I got warp already.
It's a really good play. I see a lot of racers do that. I check everything on the right, and then I come down all the way to the last floor, and then warp back if needed. Okay, so Duskplume coming to Ordeals. At about the 36-minute mark. I think we were at 29:30 earlier, so about 6.5 minutes behind.
That's one or two wipes potentially at Temple of Fiends, or just if he decides to, let's say, go after Tail, he decides he wants promotion. I doubt that, but you never know. I would guess that he would get some more levels here. I don't think anyone would be trying it at this low, but you never know.
I mean, with a shortened Topher, sometimes it's actually pretty worth it to go and just take a gamble. You know right where the eye is, so you give it a shot. You can at least see what the Fiends are casting and kind of know exactly what you're going to be, facing. But you've got the Masa -1. You got a pre-built-in fast. You've got that Harm 4 shirt, Fog 2. It's certainly doable at these levels.
Do we have any ruse items or spells?
I mean, if our tracker would tell us, maybe. We have Invis and Invis 2, tier 5. So, I mean, I would take the gamble. I mean, you could go in as low as 18.
if I could get my evade stacks up, I'd feel comfortable personally with chaos, but then I'd probably get nuclear followed by swirl. Just hope for no low rolls at that point.
All right, chat. What do you guys think? Where are these two going in at? What levels?
Or, for anyone that knows their stats straight off the bat, at what level does the fighter need to be to swing the mass mune effectively for max hits?
Question.
Since it's
Shoom's
negative
going in
1.
around 24, 25. I think it's going to be closer to like 22. Seal Lord makes level 19 acceptable. All right, good to know. All right, so we're going to do the slab turn in. He's doing this because he doesn't want to check all of Sky. So again, if this is the key from that, he's going to be really happy and then knows he can just fly through Mirage and Sky.
See, again, this is time-wise, I mean, you have... He can save here, do the walk, so it's about a minute, and then if it's not the key, and let's say it's the ribbon, I don't think, you could reset it out, and then save a little bit of time back. I don't know if he'll do that.
I was thinking about that. If it's a ribbon, I'm still taking it. I mean, you've got a pretty long run off the encounter table here, so... Yeah, it saves you a little bit of time. Well, Herb, now you have to.
Yeah, now you don't have a choice. That's worst case scenario. I didn't remember we didn't have the herb. Herb to key is possible still, or Sky is still possible, of course. Finding the Masa at Waterfall was definitely a good find for him as far as not having to search for it. Last item check. I don't know, if Masa were in Sky, do you do the check in that case, if you know it's the last item location?
Yeah, it would just depend on the backup weapon. I think we saw an Ice +2. That's enough, but I probably would. Or I would just check, okay, so there's the key, so we are in full go mode here. Yeah, and Duskplume using the just normal harm and not harm 4 shirt, I don't know if he remembered he had, or if they remember they have it, but we'll see here.
I didn't catch that.
If they use it eventually.
I didn't catch that it was a 4. I thought it had rolled lower than that, but yeah, harm 4. I think what is it, like 20 or 40 less than Fade? It's not much less than Fade.
Oh, it certainly gets the job done. Shoombabi remembers he has it, that's for sure. Okay, and so Shoombabi is going back to the eye. It's going to take a few levels here before going into Sky.
And if he's only going to 24, I mean, this is going to be a quick grind. He's already doing 8 hits.
All right, and there's the Harm 4 shirt from Duskplume. So they remember they have it.
Dark Twinge letting me know it's the same as Fade, but it can't high roll not against non-undead.
Ready to kick Jesus the Frog out. He beat me in spring tournament, so let's just get him removed. Sorry, Jesus, you're out, man.
Shoombabi already up to level 21. Sub 40 go mode. Definitely going to be sub hour Topher. This could easily be a sub hour seed. In which case, I don't think Bert should be allowed to roll any more seeds. Or was it Bert, or was it someone else who rolled it tonight? It might have been Chanigan that rolled it.
I don't know.
Chanigan instantly letting us know Bert rolled the
Bert rolled it, yeah. And we'll see how far Shoombabi takes this. I think Chanigan was saying 20, 23.
Bert said 18 is with Steel Lord. I think with a Massa -1, what would you need to be like 25 to get 10 hits or something? Burt will instantly know. Duskplume getting his floater at the 42-minute mark. Around 42:40. 25 is 10 hits, so hey, I got one. I think I got one right. I think that's what I said. Hey, but
You're on
that's
fire.
RNG for you. You get 4 wrong, you're bound to get 1 right.
And shoombabi now heading out. Oh, we're going to check magic. Seeing life is locked by the tail or promotion.
So, pretty sure he's gonna jet to the top. I don't know. Are you green chest for anything at this point?
No, at this point you've got decent levels. You take a gamble, and you go. I don't think anyone's going to promote here.
Yeah, the sea has been really, really kind after low levels. It started out a little bit slow, but it got off in a hurry. I mean, they still really don't have any good sweepers other than that Harm 4 shirt. If it wouldn't have been for that find, the sweepers have been kind of lacking.
Yeah. shoombabi decided to take a few more levels here, so finishing off these nightmares. Yes, I agree. Chennigan. The armor is not great. I think the steel is -1. We did have the flame +4, but you're not going to equip that over the guaranteed fast.
I'm trying to think what his MDef would be at that level. Like if he's at high enough MDef to not have to worry about anything, or if he's still owing some more levels for that. Of course, if you get the non-elemental sweepers like nuclear, swirl, tornado, then your MDef doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the fighter. I mean, he has the ribbon on him already, but he's also resistant to all of that.
And the most important question, do we see our mechanical chicken tonight?
I'm going to say no. My prediction is no, and I think shoombabi finishes at 48-12.
Pointing out that the greed check did in fact get him an invis hammer, which is one of the things that I would have been happy to see, just, not have to worry about chaos punching me to death with something ridiculous like high crit roll or something. Unless you get 3 and 256, but let's not hope for that.
That would be my luck. Ooh, a katana +4.
I've had it happen. I think every runner's had it happen at least once.
So okay. Yeah. I don't know if you saw that, but Duskplume found the katana +4. So now tail would be nice, but again, we've got the Masa.
I'm not a ninja fan. Like, I've run the ninja.
Oh, and Duskplume, that's right. They didn't even take a ninja, so.
We got our TO1 fight. Of course, that fighter's hitting for 400 something damage. The Harm shirt's doing a little bit of work. He's going for Bane strats here. Is it 1 in 16 on TO1? Or 1 in 8? I think Barak is 1 in 8 on Kraken. I forget the math. I know which one works on which, and that's about it.
7 hits, a little over 1,000 damage from shoombabi. Yeah, there's no promotion. He's going right into Topher here. Yeah, classic gamer, right? The one person that didn't take a thief finds a katana.
Bert with the stats there is dark as well. Bane about 13%, Brack 26%. So a little better than 1 and 4, and then Bane, you know, somewhere around 1 and 7. Do you stop for heal pots, or does he have them already?
I think no. I think whatever he has is fine. Shoom is missing 10. Don't know
Oh,
what
so
that
he
means.
has 89? I think he's good.
Yeah. I think that last time I saw he was pretty well stocked up. And Duskplume making their way to Kraken as Shoombabi is entering in.
Doing the major
Over.
greed checks. But
Opal
pays off.
4?
Opal plus 4. That's a good find.
Right on the White Mage. We're keeping the Thief alive. Probably switching the party. Yep. Alright, I like this play. Exiting out. You've already... Did he unlock? Yeah, okay. So you've checked. You got the Opal plus 4. You use the loot. Exit out, save. If you have a wipe here, it just saves you so much time.
Yep, then you don't get the embarrassing, forgot to play the loot. Assuming these fiends or chaos gives him any problems so far, Lich 2 going down in a hurry. I imagine carry will probably be the same.
Opting to preserve those tempers. I like that. Bane comes out.
That is not what you want to see. Early Thief going down, of course. His fighter safe through it, that's probably the most important thing.
Carry 2 with a little bit of health here. We were at 7, a little over 700. That's 1100. So it doesn't give us... So somewhere between 750 and 1100.
Heal potting up. Gonna take on the true test. Kraken 2. Let's see if we get an ink to start with.
Duskplume making the same play as Shoombabi did earlier, opting to turn the slab first. They know that they don't want to be hunting around Sky for the incentive, so it's a good play.
Kraken doing Kraken things. First hit, back rows the white mage for over 600 damage. Second turn, nuclear, but the red mage does survive it. So he's down to his red mage and the fighter, right? So let's see what Tia has in store.
Making good use of the Invis Hammer. Wow. Not a lot of evasion there by Tiamat. 711 damage.
10 hits twice in a row. He either got extremely lucky or Tia has no evade.
So this is looking good for Shoombabi. Obviously, KS can throw out some punches and some bad spells, but he's got great levels here. We're going to see the Invis Hammer come out, and then switch to Temper Strats after maybe 1 or 2 Invis.
Blizzard doing medium damage so far. Chaos leaving that red mage up, and the red mage survives the nuclear, so that is good. And looks like not a very evade heavy or absorb heavy, or he got lucky. He might have got lucky on the crits there, but not very evade heavy.
And good use of the Cure 3. This Chaos should go down with this swing right here. Wow, a lot of HP on Chaos. Another Cure 3.
And GG.
Down goes Chaos. GG to Shoombabi, who is our first place finisher on this stream.
Welcome, Shoombabi. Congratulations on that win tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
That was a fast seed.
we were wondering if you were going to try to hunt down the tail, but we figured that with the Masa and the steel armor, you didn't have life, but we figured you weren't going to want to promote after you saw all that.
Yeah, if Topher was kind of mean. I think I lucked out in a couple of spots there. Because if I got sent out maybe twice, I'm going, do I want to just check TFC maybe? Because if that's the tail, then I can pick up life, and I have a little bit more security there. I can equip with some better armor on the other characters. But yeah, no, when I stepped out of Waterfall, I had a really good idea that like it was either a tail or a ribbon behind the key lock and Sea Shrine, and so
Right.
I knew I was in go mode at that point. It was just a matter of going through the fetch quest motions. Yeah, it didn't feel as quick as it was. It felt like some spots really dragged, and then some spots I was flying all of a sudden, and it was just that was an interesting one.
So you had an advantage because you went to Volcano and got that Harm 4 shirt and found the eye. With no early sweepers, I want to say that probably did most of your work to the seed, but I think the early spell levels and early weapons were a little rough as far as that kind of felt like it was a slow start.
I mean, stumbling into a Harm 4 shirt is exactly why I did the armory there. Because I know I need something to get this off the ground. I'm certainly not taking carry with a falchion or whatever I had. Although I think I wound up taking carry with a falchion because I gained the levels on the eye, and I picked up the steel armor. But yeah, no, I was definitely hunting for something to help me progress because I knew that I wasn't about to go into Ice Cave at level 6 with like 1 charge of warp.
Yeah, it certainly worked out for you. Grabbing that Harm 4, finding the eye, gaining a few levels up to I think right around 12. So that was definitely the right play there. It seemed like a pretty linear seed. Was there any on your end? Was there anything thinking of like where to go next, or did you pretty much know exactly what you want to do outside of the volcano versus ice split?
I think I knew what I wanted to do pretty much the whole way, up until beating Lich, and then I'm going, do I just go to the Sages because 9 times out of 10 they have the floater for me? Or do I do Ordeals while I still have the boat? And then finding that, like, the only thing that Ordeals could have given me that I wouldn't have wanted to see there was the ribbon. And even that, I would have been like, ugh, alright, I guess I'll take another ribbon. But, yeah, no, outside of that, I think everything went according to plan. It's just I might have made a couple of missteps, but nope, everything was in the general direction I wanted it to go.
Well, from our end, it was a pretty good race and looked not too many missteps on our end from what we saw. But Duskplume here entering Topher. I wonder if he's going to check for that Opal 4 bracelet.
Your green checks all paid off. Like Duskplume didn't find the Invis 2 hammer that I saw, and he didn't check the chest. So Lich did have Bane though. We didn't see that on your side either. We saw it off of was it Kraken?
Yeah,
we saw
Carrie.
Carrie.
Carrie just led with Bane, ruined that thief.
So Lich and Carrie both have it on their first action there potentially.
So Duskplume found a katana +4. If you would have found that, would you have tried to go back and promote with the tail?
If I find that... that's a great question, because I would have found it on my way down to Kraken, right? So,
right.
If I find that, I hold on to it, and then I go, if I bounce out of Topher twice, I find that tail. I'd be willing to, because I think at that point, I felt pretty prepared for Topher in terms of levels and other gear.
Yep.
And so if I'm bouncing twice, I imagine my opponent is bouncing also. And so it buys me the time.
That makes sense. And Duskplume taking out Kraken 2. And I think we saw Tia with quite a bit of health.
Tia didn't strike me as too hard. Chaos had a ton of health.
Yeah, it was Chaos, right. That's right.
Yeah, I was hovering over that done button for, I don't know, it felt like 3 turns. I was like,
I
oh,
even
this
said
one's
it.
definitely the hit.
Yeah,
No,
I
this one's
actually
the
said that. I said that on stream. I was like, okay, well, this is the last swing, and it was for like 600 damage, and still didn't go down. I'm like, okay, never mind.
So we see fast script action out of TS, so let's hope that they don't get a hit off. Nope, just go for the rub.
Bobby, do you have game 2 set up with Duskplume yet?
I don't. We, fortunately, Duskplume is a very good sport. And then when I messaged this afternoon at like, I don't know, 2 o'clock maybe, I was like, hey, can we sneak one in at 8 o'clock tonight? They agreed to it. So it's probably going to be another, unfortunately, close to last minute thing. Got a lot of stuff going on in the real world over here. But yeah,
FFR is a priority,
all
right? You gotta get your priorities straight, all right? It's FFR. But we certainly appreciate it. There's no other race tonight, so it gave us all something to do and watch.
So we just saw 6 hits, 108 damage out of Duskplume's fighter, so I wonder if you didn't get pretty lucky on your crits as well. Or did he put the moss on someone else?
Still on the fighter.
Yeah, it was a very absorbent chaos. And so I wanted to also make sure that I was 25 for that extra hit. Or extra 2 hits.
We did have like a ask chat what level we thought you'd go to. 25, of course, we determined would give you the 10 hits. I think as Bert also said, 17 you'd have your 8, so...
Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable with fewer hits, and it's just... It wasn't that hard to get up to the mid-20s, and so I figured I'll take the eye up a little bit. I'll grab a couple of fights up in Sky, and then I don't know if you caught that I took a couple of sandworms out in the desert because I was like, this will just push me over, but then they wound up running away.
We did see the walking grind that you were doing. Chaos with the nuclear, we didn't see that coming out, but fortunately, Duskplume does finish. GG to Duskplume.
GG. See if we can pull him in.
GG Duskplume.
Yeah, GG.
GG, great race. Saw you find the Katana 4. That was probably a bummer, but you did have the Masa. Walk us through the race.
Yeah, I felt like early on it was going pretty decently. I wish I had remembered earlier on that the steel armor was in Provoca, because I ended up looking for that, and that cost me a minute or so when I went to search for it after Volcano and Ice. And it seemed like going Volcano first and then Ice might have been the better play, because Ice was not friendly to me at all.
Yeah, we saw that. And you didn't have the luck of the Harm 4 shirt by that time. Shoombabi actually went to Volcano first, got that. So that probably would have helped you out a ton.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And it sounded like Shoombabi took some levels on the eye, and I took 1, I think, and then I saw that the eye had poison, and I didn't want to risk that. So I don't know, maybe it would have been better if I did take some levels.
Oh, the eye with poison is exactly what I wanted to see, because I think
You had like 5
Fighter
in,
had
I
resistance
think.
on it.
You had a lot of eyes before we saw that poison come out. I think you lost, what, 2 party members when you did your grind, Shoom?
Yeah, because the other 2 had resist to poison.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I think the mid game for me just didn't go well at all. There was a lot of, it felt like backtracking, half going to a place and then going back, and just not being really sure of my routing, and it just didn't work out.
Still a sub
we're
hour.
happy to
That's never anything to cough at. I mean, both of these runs being sub hours, pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm happy with getting the sub hours I wanted to finish, because I still saw that I could do that at least, but still a lot of improvements. Still gotta work on some stuff for game 2.
And a question in chat to Duskplume. I think we saw you getting wiped out by, maybe it was sharks a couple times. Can't remember exactly what they had.
I don't recall the sharks having anything particularly nasty. I don't recall I think the only times that I died that I can remember was in ice, where it was just down to my red mage. Yeah, I'm trying to think back on it, and I don't think I had anything.
Yeah, we saw. Ice definitely was not too kind to you, but we're both pretty excited to see the slab turning into the key, so you didn't have to continue going through sky and looting chests there.
Oh, absolutely. That I was going to see that chain through all the way to the end, because anytime you can avoid a skydive is fantastic. I don't want to have to open 30 to 40 different chests and then the blast locating it.
Yeah, it's never fun.
Overall, it was a great race to watch. Probably one of the quickest I've ever been part of comms for, especially with this flag set. It's not like this flag set can also put some, 2-hour seeds out there. So again, congratulations to Shoom. Congratulations to you both for being sub-hour. Any final thoughts? Let's go with Dusk first.
GG to shoombabi, really good time you put up there. Thanks to all of you for putting this on last minute. I'm fully expecting to get a DM at like 10 a.m. Thursday morning, shoombabi being like, hey, you want to race in 45 minutes? And yeah, sure, I'm up for it. We'll do it.
Oh, I wish I could. 10:45 in the morning, I'll be teaching, but would love to.
You can have the kids watch you race, right? It's a learning experience.
Sure, we'll call it that.
shoombabi, how about yourself? We know you won't be racing at 10:45, but
No, but Duskplume is not wrong. I will be probably last-minuting this one for the next match, but thank you for being such a good sport and running this one tonight, and very well run race. And thank you everyone for restreaming Chanigan, comms, and just FFR viewers. I love popping in after the game's over and seeing that there's actually viewership for these things. The community is really what makes it all worth playing. So thank you everyone, and I look forward to seeing you all on Game 2.
all right. Well, unless not you have anything, I believe that will close us out.
No, I'm good. I mean, I'm just glad to watch Final Fantasy and not worry about my fantasy football team. So this was fun to watch this rather than NFL. So it was a pleasure jumping in on comms with you. Thanks for letting me join.
Yep.
GG to the racers.
Yep. Thanks to Dark for tracking. That is not an easy job. Did a good job of that tonight. And Chanigan for restream, as well as Final Fantasy Randomizer for hosting us tonight. Everyone that's watching, hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, whatever time it may be, and we'll see you again next time. Night.